welcome back to another vlog. Either way, I am so happy you're here. We are starting this one off at work. I just parked. I'm getting ready to head up to my office, the same as usual. Nothing new, despite what I had mentioned in one of my previous vlogs. I mentioned that I had been putting myself out there a little bit professionally, exploring new opportunities, which really just meant trying my hand at an internal position that I saw that really just seems like the perfect fit for me right now. The description matched up really well with my responsibilities in this role and things I've learned and perfected in this role. And it looked like a really great growth opportunity for me as well, not only in the ability to expand and do more and serve a bit of a higher purpose, but also to work in a more specialized team. On my team currently, I am the only communications and marketing constituent, whereas in that area, I would have a complete team full of other marketing and communications professionals that I could learn from and grow with. Plus, I have been in my current role for 3 years now, so I felt like it was maybe a natural time to jump to something new. Just felt like a great move for me at the time because regardless, I would have been happy. I'm very happy in my current role. I just kind of crave a little bit more growth. I did end up advancing quite far in that process. I was their runner-up, their second choice candidate, but they let me know that it was very close. They were very impressed, and really the main reason that they went with the other candidate was because of experience. This person had 10 years of experience, which was not the type of professional I was expecting to compete with for this role. While I was a bit disappointed to have made it that far and have invested so much in this position to not have been rewarded directly, I feel like I was rewarded indirectly quite a bit. The hiring manager connected with me on LinkedIn, requested to stay in touch, wanted to have coffee, wanted to consider me for a future position, so I would consider that a connection made. Definitely an impression left. My own current manager was aware of the process, so I think him being aware of all of that reinstated my value to where I am right now. I personally was made aware of my capability and my value that I can bring to an organization or to a group. And most of all, I was reminded that there is beauty in rejection. It definitely doesn't seem like it immediately, whether it be over a job, whether it be over a person, a friend, a partner, a potential partner, a family member. It can hurt and it can feel really, really bad, but what it's always going to do is remind you that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. For me, I partially did this as an act of faith to see if I am where I'm supposed to be. And let me just say, when you step out in faith and not just for personal gain, it makes the whole process so much easier, because the second that you grow so attached to something that you feel in your mind that that's what's meant for you, regardless of what happens, regardless of what God knows is best for you, that is when rejection hits the hardest. And that is when that process can start to become stressful and painful. But when I stepped out in faith and I didn't get what I wanted, in essence, out of it, I had two choices. I could either get upset and feel like I got cheated. I could choose to be in pain. I could choose to keep suffering, or I could recognize that it's just not my door. It's not my door, so it didn't open to me. It opens to someone else. It was someone else's door. And I can choose to believe that it wasn't for me. And if it's not for me, why would I want it? And I can choose to believe further that because that door didn't open for me, there's another one waiting, a better door. And perhaps if I had forced that door open for myself, somehow I would not be able to find my proper door, the right door. Somehow it would hinder me in finding what's meant for me and what's best for me. That was really how I came away from this whole experience. No one ever talks about what it's like to be the runner-up for your dream job. No one ever talks about what it's like to be just one person away from completely changing your world and your day-to-day. And the more I think about it, the more I am so grateful that God is in control and that God was in control of that entire process and decision, because who am I to make that decision for myself and for my future? I have no idea what waits for me behind that door. That is why you just need to trust God with your life and let Him help you make the decisions sometimes. And even though I'm kind of in an uncomfortable in-between right now, where I'm not really sure where my purpose lies or where I'm supposed to be, because clearly I'm capable of more, but yet I'm kind of being forced to stay in this spot that I'm at right now. But I'm choosing to believe that my opportunity is out there. It just was not that one. And until that opportunity comes up, I'm going to continue serving the people in this space right now. So let's go do that. We have a little bit of a motivator at the end of this week. We are going to visit our family friends up north again. So that will be a really nice, much needed fall weekend getaway. Definitely something to look forward to. Before that, though, it is my mom's birthday. So I took the day off to spend the day with her. Lots of fun things to look forward to this week. So let's get the work week started. last time. We stopped for breakfast. We popped in and out of a few different stores, claimed some of her birthday freebies. So we hit Sephora, Ulta, Nothing Bundt Cakes, Crumble, browsed a few local places that had a lot of cute stuff, and we also stopped at DSW, where I laid my eyes on this beautiful site right here. Is this not the perfect fall shoe? Seriously. This is the Adidas VL Court 3.0, and I just feel like these have all of the perfect fall tones. You've got the black and white, but then also a chocolate brown sole at the base of the shoe, and then this beige color as well. I've been wearing my Nike Initiators I got a few springs ago for the last few years, and they are starting to wear down. Plus they're kind of that dad shoe style that I'll always have a special place in my heart for and always love, but that style and that trend is kind of making its way out the door. This is more what I'm seeing the girlies wearing, and I just think it is too cute. So I wasn't really on the hunt for a new shoe today, but fell in love with these. I just ran into Target for a few restocks and essentials. I just ran out of both my mascara and my brow product of choice. My current grab for mascara has been the e.l.f. Lash Extender Mascara. I get the shade Soft Black. This will be my second tube of it. This is the first time I've actually repurchased it. I decided to try it for the first time a couple months ago because I had been using my L'Oreal Telescopic Waterproof. That was my go-to at the time, but it was kind of a love-hate relationship because on one hand, I loved the way it made my lashes look. They literally never fell throughout the day and they always looked perfectly separated and long. But on the other hand, at the end of the day, when it came time to actually remove the mascara, it was not an easy removal by any means. And I finally decided it just was not worth it. So for the sake of my lashes, I decided to switch to something a little gentler. This is actually a tubing mascara, so it makes it easier to remove. And I feel like because of that, my lashes have been seeing more growth lately. So I'm gonna stick with it. This is also a second tube of product. This is my first time repurchasing this product as well. This is the NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. Lately, and I don't know what altered my brain chemistry, but I need to have my brows filled in. But I just don't always have the time or the patience or the effort to fill them in with a pencil little by little. I've been loving something like a brow mascara that you can just run through the brow hairs and it kind of tints them as you go. And this does a pretty good job at that. You can't really tell right now, but when my brows don't have product in them, they are very light, and like right around the arch, the hairs are super light blonde, whereas the rest of the brow is pretty stable. It's literally just in the arch where I like to have that definition that they are very sparse and light colored. And it's hard to find a product that will fill that area in without needing to go in with a pencil, without having the intervention of an extra step. But this has been doing a pretty good job. I'm not in love with it. Like, I feel like there's got to be a product out there that has a bit of a more pigmented tint to it. I almost went out on a whim and tried something else just to see if I could find something better, but you know, sometimes you just got to go with what works. I also grabbed some muffin mix and some eggs to go along with so we can actually make these, because Hunter, my husband, has been going through it at work lately. So he anticipates that this week is going to be a little harder on him. So we do what we can as a wife, you know, to just support and be there. I figure if he can take a muffin with him for his commute, that might just sweeten his day a little bit. I'm thinking we'll probably make these together in the next vlog. I'm planning to do one last fall day to really like end off the season. We are kind of in that in-between stage of being between fall and winter now. And honestly, I've been kind of feeling that internally ever since that whole job interview process. Similarly to how we're kind of in between fall and winter right now, I'm kind of in between worlds of goal and completion. Obviously, no one ever really sets out to pursue something without intending to succeed and reach a goal. So being that I'm kind of like not where I was before, but also not where I thought I would be, it's kind of a strange feeling going back to my original routine prior to all of that happening. Because when you get so close to something that you start to imagine it and feel it and picture yourself in that world, it can feel really weird when you're just kind of in purgatory in a way, like physically unchanged, but mentally changed. So I really think the hardest part of rejection in general, not only in this situation that I'm in, but in general, is honestly not the no itself and being denied in itself. It's after the denial and after the rejection, trying to like navigate how to proceed and how to move forward and move on. And I'm struggling with that a lot more than I thought I would. I thought the hardest part, the part that would hurt the most, would be the decision. And while that was certainly hard, I think the what now aspect of it can be even harder. And I think that's something I've been wrestling with for a while. And it's been just this weird feeling of not really knowing, you know, what my purpose is a little bit. Like I've mentioned already, just feeling like I have like a higher purpose and feeling like I'm capable of more, but also recognizing that there's a little bit of gratitude in not having gotten that job, because this job I'm in now is so great as well. That's been the hardest part for me is, you know, I'm not applying for new opportunities because I don't like my current opportunity or because I'm not happy in my current role. I am very happy, very much comfortable. I feel like I excel at what I do. I'm told I excel at what I do. And a big part of me is like, why leave? But there's also a big part of me that craves further growth and that, you know, is thinking ahead to like my 10-year plan and thinking ahead to like, how can I best position myself to have a good future professionally. And so regardless of what I do, I just feel like I'm sacrificing one thing or the other, comfort or growth. If I go elsewhere, I might be sacrificing that comfort that I have right now with the people that I work with the work I'm doing. But if I don't move on, I might be stagnant. And that's also something I would be fearful of. Anyway, that's where I've been at career-wise, professional-wise. And you know, I'm just kind of sitting in it. It's definitely felt like a season of waiting for me and a season of uncertainty. But the thing that's so fun about seasons like these is that I know it's not going to be long before I'm looking back at this moment right here and seeing what God was doing and seeing the process from bird's eye view. So all that to say, a rejection is never really truly a rejection in the sense of the word. Our standard view of rejection is, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, someone else is better. Oh, I don't have the value that someone else has. But the view we really need to have on rejection is, oh, it wasn't for me. Oh, there's something better. Rejection is never something that happens to you. It's always something that happens for you. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video, for taking the time to hang out and chat and catch up. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, if you find yourself coming back here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to have you back here, and I'd love to see you in my next video as well. Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing one last fall day with all of the fall fun and festivities, getting all of those in hopefully before our first snow. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you very soon in the next one.